What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to another Football Manager 2010 video, the second in a week. And today we're doing something very different. I have holidayed forward a decade. As you can see, the date in game is the 5th of June 2019. And we have a save game. Shall we load it up? Today we're going to be taking a look at what Football Manager 2010 predicted the next decade of football was going to look like. Of course, we have the benefit of hindsight. We know what happened here. The game does not. So all that it knows is what it was given all those years ago. As you can see here, we've got a manager that has been holidayed all the way into the future. I am going to mark all of these emails as read, because otherwise they're going to annoy me. But yeah, as you can see here, it's Crouch. Peter Crouch has taken charge of Bristol City. I like this timeline already. The fact that Crouchy's played so much for England makes me irrationally happy. Right, I'm thinking of where the best place to start is, and I feel like the best place to start is probably to have a look at the overview for the world. You know, see who the big names are, see who is in the world rankings where. So, France are number 1 in the world rankings, followed by Brazil, Italy, Argentina, Croatia, England, and Germany. It's actually Germany then England. That's me being an Englishman, being biased subconsciously. Let's have a look at the French national team. Now, of course, this is 10 years into the future, so any player under the age of about 26, 25, they're going to be new gens, they're going to be fake-generated players, so we're going to kind of ignore those for the most part. But you can see here who's in the French squad. So, Lassana Diarra is the main man. Wow, he's very, very good, isn't he? Diarra. Is this Arsenal Diarra? It is Arsenal Diarra, of course. You can see here, he went from Pompey to Real Madrid, where, of course, we started the simulation. He did pretty well for them over the years. He's been playing for them for the last decade. Hugo Lloris is playing for Lyon. He's 32. He's just played for Lyon his whole career. He never made the move to Spurs. Who's the most valuable player in this team? It is Gael Kakuta. This is the guy who plays for Chelsea, I want to say. Yeah, Chelsea. You can see here he moved to Roma for 28 million. He's pretty blooming good, isn't he? He's only 27 here, so at the start of the game he was 17. He is nuts, like comparable to Messi nuts. I don't know if Messi will have retired. I'm going to assume he hasn't. Yeah, so this is Messi here. Aged only 31, he says only. Not quite putting in the goal-scoring performances that he did in real life. Of course, I feel like Messi and Ronaldo kind of broke the match engine with just how good they were. If we compare him with Kakuta, I mean, Kakuta's a little bit quicker. We can look at a more head-to-head thing here. I'm going to say now, they're not worlds apart, and Kakuta's physicals might make him a slightly better player. Dare I say it? I might be insulting the GOAT. So let's have a look here. Messi, 90 caps for Argentina. Of course, still playing for Barcelona. What about Ronaldo? That is the next question to ask, isn't it? Messi and Ronaldo. Let's be honest, they're the two players who have dominated the last decade of football. And they've kind of just done that in Football Manager as well. You can see he's not made a move to Juventus, but he has continued to serve at Real Madrid, where, to be honest, he's not actually been playing every single game all season. He's done pretty well, though. Average rating's not quite as good as Messi's, to be honest. Messi's been the more complete player, but he's done a pretty good job, has Cristiano Ronaldo. I know we kind of looked at the team rankings. So France were the number 1 team. I'm going to miss some stuff in this video, so if you spot anything that I don't observe, please do let me know. I feel like I could deep dive into this save game forever, but we wouldn't achieve a great deal. I want to look through all the interesting stuff like awards. World Footballer of the Year, Aguero, sporting a fantastic haircut, might I add. Still playing for Atleti. Maybe he never left. He didn't leave. In fact, he's done absolutely nuts. 31 goals in the season and 14 player of the matches. That was a pretty good year for him, wasn't it? You can see how good he is here. Sergio Aguero, perhaps better here than he is actually in FM19, but he's pretty good. I will make the save game for this available, by the way. Some people have asked, with these Retro FM videos, how have I been able to play them? And the simple answer is, I own them on Steam. The only one I didn't own was actually FM 2010. I had to buy this game off Amazon unopened because it's a Steam game. You have to redeem a code on Steam, and so you can't get it pre-owned, at least to my knowledge. So yeah, that's how I'm playing the game. I went on Amazon and I spent more money than I want to admit to get an unopened version of FM 2010. I'm aware now, in saying this, the price of FM 2010s is about to skyrocket from you guys going and obviously buying it all. I probably should have bought a load myself, shouldn't I, to sell on. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Let's continue looking, shall we? So, World Player of the Year, actually, it's been the Messi and Aguero show. Messi did win it 5 times in a row, to be fair. Marquinhos, playing for Porto, has done quite well. Marquinhos? Now, I'm not sure which Marquinhos this is. Is this Marquinhos who now plays centre-back? It can't be centre-back Marquinhos. I don't know who this is. They started Internacional in-game. They moved to Dynamo Kiev, and then they moved to Atlanta, and then to Porto. They're 28. They look very, very good. If you recognise any of these players, and I have gaps in my footballing knowledge, feel free to kind of point them out to me. Right, let's have a look. But Player of the Year, Marquinhos won it in 2018. Toni Kroos is there, and Yuri Zirkov as well as won it. Bizarre. Zirkov, Don't know what to make of that. Although he did get, you can see here, that year, well, I guess it was one of these years when he won the award. He was pretty nuts for Barcelona. I will check, team award winners and all that stuff soon. But I imagine the Barcelona have won a lot, judged by how well Messi's done. Toni Kroos is still playing for Bayern. Interestingly enough, a lot of players in this database, in this simulation, don't seem to have moved clubs. Obviously, Football Manager tweaks the transfer AI, and has continued to do so through years to kind of match real-world football. I wonder if a lot of major players at this point in football weren't moving around quite as much, and so as a result, the players just didn't move around as much. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's look at the World Team of the Year. Now, this is going to have lots of new gens in. If we look at it for all seasons, you can see here what is the best 11. Yuri Zirkov playing left-back. So let's have a look at this. So Julio Cesar, he's still playing for Inter. I love that. Aged 39. Didn't quite crack 100 caps for Brazil. But he's a pretty blooming good goalkeeper. Across the back, we've got Serrano, who is a bold Argentine new gen. We then have this guy who is... it's gone back a year. I thought that didn't look right. So we've got Chiellini and Maicon. I'm going to have to do this every single time. Every time I hit back, I'm going to have to go back to all seasons. So Chiellini, age 34, still playing for Juventus. Football Manager, you got that one right. 1 point. Who else they got? So Piqué, Zirkov, Iniesta. Let's have a look here. So how good is Gerard Piqué? He's blooming good, isn't he? He's good. Let's have a look. Who else have we got here? Where is Xavi? Has he retired? He might well have retired. Bojan. He's a bit better in this than he's turned out in real life. Is he still at Stoke? I'm not sure. Answers on a postcard. I feel like this year he was very good. Iniesta, you can see here, that creativity. 18 passing, 18 flair, 18 creativity. It seems weird seeing him with hair. Maybe that's just me. Who else they got? They've got Falcao in their team. That's incredible. Age 33. Pato. Wow. Okay, Pato's really good. You forget that Pato is only, 30 years old in real life. Kind of one of those players who feels like he's been around forever. With all his injuries that's had it, and the way he kind of dropped off the face of the earth and, he's gone and done his own thing outside of Europe, you'd be easily mistaken for thinking Pato was like in his mid to late 30s. Thiago Silva, he's pretty good, isn't he? Aged 34. Who else they got? Pjanic. I mean, the game got Pjanic pretty spot on. He would have been, 19 when the game database started? He's been a pretty good player for Bosnia and Herzegovina in real life. And here, Carlos Vela, pretty good for Mexico. And Rami, who... Was it Madonna Rami was with? I know this is going into, not football-related stuff. Did Rami break up with Madonna and cheat on her or something? Please let me know. Cesc Fabregas in the centre of the midfield is up there as well. Look how good he is, aged 32. Pretty good mentals, pretty good just player all round. Did he just stay at Arsenal all the time? He did. He's actually got 13 player of the matches this year. 10 goals and 9 assists. Not bad for a player aged 32. Elsewhere, Aguero we've looked at, Marquinhos we've looked at, Toni Kroos we've looked at. So that's that. Let's have a look at the teams of the year. Now, I could click through all these players, but we would be here a while. Gareth Barry, though, I've got to have a look. Gareth Barry at left mid. He's still playing in-game. He's playing for Crystal Palace. It's an adventure of a career, isn't it? He's been playing in the Championship for the last 3 years. He had a trial with Watford. I feel like the game doesn't show trials anymore in the player history, but it's just weird to see it there. Who else was in this? Rooney was in the team of the year. Wayne Rooney still playing for United. I guess he's not moved either. Indeed, he hasn't. You can see he's been nuts. Of course, we will look through some of the major leagues in just a second. Who else we got here? Lampard, Mykon's there. Rio Ferdinand. What's Rio doing these days? He is a coach at West Ham, so he's gone back to his roots. Lewis Holtby. Lewis Holtby is an incredible left mid for Stuttgart. I know I've just jumped forward to 2018, but yeah, that's weird to see. Otamendi as well. Still playing for Atleti. So Otamendi and Aguero in this universe just never moved. And also CSH 38, still the best goalkeeper in the world. Right, I'm not going to be able to click on all these player profiles, but we'll click through here. So Robinho got in the team of the year for 2010, playing for Man City. He got 21 goals in 26. You can see Aguero got 43 goals in 50. It's pretty good. I'll give it to him. Luka Modric and Lampard, you can also see in the team now. In 2011, Tevez and Aguero up front. I mean, I can only assume that Argentina have been just a powerhouse of football. Diego, Brazilian Diego in at centre mid. Philip Lahm at left back. Moussa Sissoko playing for Liverpool. He's still at Liverpool. I love that. I don't know why I love it as a Liverpool fan. I mean, it's just weird, isn't it? You can see here he's actually been insane. Look at those average ratings. Wow. What year did we get to here? 2012. Right, next year, Montalivo and Gourcuff in the centre of the midfield. There's names of footballers here who, I'm going to be honest, I've kind of forgotten they've existed. You know, their names exist in the back of my mind. But, yeah, not names I would have put in my Dream 11. Dani Alves doing well at right back. Playing for Barca, of course. Gourcuff appeared again. How good was Gourcuff? I mean, he's still very good. He's joined Barcelona on a free transfer. Got to feel bad for Villarreal there. Diego seems like he's been just nuts. He's playing for Juventus here. Has he played for Juventus all the time? He has. It's interesting seeing how little players have moved around. I guess this was an issue with FM10's kind of database and, well, not database, but the transfer AI. Anyway, he's clicking through here. Ramos playing right back. Valencia. It's a regen. It's a regen, Jack. Don't get excited. I was thinking, is that Antonio Valencia? But of course, it would say Antonio Valencia if it was him. Amelia played 61 games for Genoa. This must be a regen. It's not a regen. Who is Marco Amelia? I mean, not a household name, I think it would be fair to say, but he's done pretty well in goal over the years. You can see if we just flick through here. Eden Hazard appearing out on the left, playing for Napoli, age 28. Of course, starts at Lille. He moved to Napoli for £5 million. They have got value in the market for that transfer fee, haven't they? Right, we've kind of looked through the team of the years. There was probably some stuff I missed. As I said, feel free to point it out. Let's have a look at the world transfers. Can we look at leading transfers? We can. So these are the biggest transfers ever to happen in football ever in this simulation. So Zarate went from Atletico Madrid to Inter in 2015. How much did they spend? 50 million. I don't know if that was money well spent. Probably not. Would you have had more of Zarate down as the record transfer? I'm going to guess not. Alexis Sanchez went from Udinese to Inter. He's still playing for them. 100 caps he's got. Of course, he's playing for Inter in real life. The game new. Football Manager. Give it a tick. It's got another prediction right. Pato going from Milan to Barcelona for 32 million. Luka Modric from Tottenham to United for 34 million. Gael Kakuta left Chelsea to Roma. Zarate, you can actually see his move from Lazio to Atleti, which was a year before his move then to Inter, is right up there as well. Dirdiok Eren. I know this guy. Why do I know this guy? He's pretty good, isn't he? 17 goals he got after his first year of his move. Again, probably not a player who you would consider one of the record transfers, but it happened here. Otamendi moved from PSG to Atleti. You can see his kind of career progression here. Started at Vélez. Moved to Palmeiras, actually on loan and then permanent transfer. And yeah, you can see he moved for 24 million. For some reason, I thought he started at Atletico earlier. Jordan Fletcher from Sunderland to Inter Milan for £23 million. Oh, it's a regen. For some reason, I was thinking of Stephen Fletcher. That would have been incredible. Soldado to Real Madrid is up there. I'm looking for like the weird and wonderful transfers. Luis Suarez to Chelsea, 22 million. He's not bad, is he? He's now playing for Stoke. He's done a Bojan. £1.4 million they signed him for. I mean, Stoke fans, is that a better alternate reality? I'm not sure. Neymar moved to Real Madrid. The game knew. The game knew. What more can you say? He moved there a few years in, actually, for 21 million. He's done pretty well. I say the game knew like he plays for Real Madrid. I think in the future, Neymar's going to go to Real Madrid. I'm future-proofing this video, is what I'm doing. It knew he'd go to Spain, is what I mean. To be clear. Yaya Sanogo. Oh, my word. He was pretty good in FM this year. This was like the first year that Sanogo was in. The legend. He's still going to hit his potential. I want to say he's playing in the second tier of France now. £22 million he was signed for. Starts at Auxerre. Yeah, 19 finishing, 18 composure. Where is his off the ball? 15. Good jumping, great strength. I mean, look at him. He's good. Is Sanogo. Scarily good, you might say. So those were some of the record transfers. There might be some that I'm missing there, but I feel like they're the big standout ones. Let's have a look. Richest clubs in the world. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter, Bayern, Arsenal. Arsenal, the richest club in England. Interesting. Not sure that's correct. Shall we have a look in England? As an Englishman, I do want to look. So Stuart Pearce is England manager. When did he take over England? He's been in charge for 2,522 days. That's a long time to be in charge of a national team. Tottenham apparently the team with the highest rep. Major players, Wayne Rooney is up there. I mean, yes, I guess these guys are going to be regens. They are. Alan Taylor here. That hair though. And then we've also got Jonathan Martin, who's another regen. Stephen Hughes, another regen. Jack Rodwell and Theo Walcott. I mean, Jack Rodwell, who I don't know if he's actually signed for Roma. At the time of recording this, I remember reading an article that he was going to join Roma. I don't know if that's happened. Theo Walcott playing for Manchester City, where actually he only left Arsenal a couple of years ago. He got 23 goals in a season. Still waiting for him to do that in real life. Maybe he'll peak late like he has here. Let's have a look at the national team, shall we? Alex Smithy's in goal. He looks quite baby-faced there, doesn't he? Playing for AC Milan. Donnarumma, eat your heart out. Kyle Walker at right back, playing for Tottenham. Not far off FM. Phil Jones. Phil Jones was really good in FM until about FM 16. So it doesn't surprise me to see him there. Tom Huddleston. Love that. He's playing for the Villa. I mean, he's played for the Villa forever since he signed from Tottenham for £8.75 million. Jordan Spence. He was very good in this year's Football Manager. And by the way, I'm loving all the English players playing in Serie A. Micah Richards. Still playing for Man City. Is he a one-man club or one-club man? He is. He's got 1 goal. No, 2 goals for Man City. But since the simulation started, he's never scored a goal. A decade of Micah Richards tearing it up for Man City. They can't have won a league, can they? If he's there. Ryan Shawcross playing for Valencia. Interesting. Gabby Agbonlahor. He's got a good goal-scoring record, to be fair. I'm looking at all of this. Really, we should look at the World Cup and see who's been doing what there, shouldn't we? Let's go World Cup. The competition holders are France. France with Darnell Situ. Sacco. How good was Sacco this year? Very good. We've already looked at the French squad. This is where we started. There's players we've not looked at. Benzema. Not bad. Not bad at all. Samir Nasri. He's pretty tasty. Southampton's star player, I have no doubt. Right, let's have a look. Some matches. France beat Brazil in the final. So, formations. Let's look at this right now. Hugo Lloris in goal. Serge Aurier, number 10 at right back. That's upsetting. Alongside Sacco. Situ, you're not a regen. I actually don't know who Darnell Situ is. Should I know who he is? Apparently he was very good in this year of Football Manager. Very good. Look at that aerial ability. That's scary. And then alongside him, there is a new gen there, whose name I'm not going to say because I'll get it wrong. Matuidi, playing at the back. He plays for Chelsea. Sissoko Kouef. Again, I'm not sure who Alexander Kouef is. Rennes apparently had some very good players around this time. Nasri, Benzema and Kakuta up top. And then for Brazil, they've got, what is that, Wellington Silva or Wellington Nem? It's Silva, playing for Arsenal, where he's played, well, forever, as you can see here. They signed him for 3.5 million. How good is he? I mean, he's pretty good, you'd have to say. Not the best in the air, not the best mentals, but incredible as a striker. Alongside him, Hulk. Oh, still playing for Porto. Players really haven't moved around, have they? To be clear, I've got a lot of leagues added. I realise I can't add and remove leagues here. If I go to detail level, does it tell you what leagues I've got? I did kind of make an effort to load quite a lot of leagues considering what we're doing. You can see here we've got the blue square, North, South and above, France National above, Germany 2nd Division above, Italy Serie B and above, and Spain 2nd tier and above. So I have been pretty generous with the number of leagues I loaded, but still players just haven't moved around. Coutinho, still playing for Inter, only 26. He looks very good. It was the first year that Coutinho was in the game then. We've got Ramirez, of course, you can see here, playing for Tottenham. Weird alternate reality. Marcelo at left back, playing for Juventus. You can see, moved not that long ago. He's basically done what Ronaldo did. Left Madrid for Juve. Will that happen in real life? Probably not. Football Manager might have predicted it earlier. Breno. I don't know who Breno is. I feel like I should know who he is because he moved to Bayern for £10 million. But he was loaned to Nuremberg, so that makes me think maybe he didn't work out in real life. But in game, he's very, very good. They've got Renan in goal. Again, these are not players who right now I'm going, oh, of course, that guy who's made it big in the world of football. I'm sure you can give me some kind of career updates on some of these players that I don't recognise. Right, let's have a look. So that was the final. The third, fourth place playoff. Croatia win on penalties with Lovren leading the way, playing for Manchester United. It's a weird reality. Let's have a look at the starting 11s for Argentina v Croatia. We've already seen that Messi was dominant. Messi wasn't playing. I can only assume he was injured. Fazio playing alongside Otamendi. I did notice actually Ansaldi here, who again, I feel like I should know this guy and I recognise the name, but I couldn't tell you where he is now playing football. I noticed him in a lot of the World 11 stuff. He looks pretty good at left back, doesn't he? They've got Di Maria, who kind of looks the same back in 2010 as he does now. Maybe slightly more baby-faced. They had Blanco out on the right. Sebastian Blanco. Again, is it a name I should recognise? He moved for £40 million to Arsenal, so he's one of the big record transfers. Higuain playing up front. He's not bad, is he? He's not bad. Playing for Madrid still here. You can see he moved from River Plate. Never looked back. Forever in Ronaldo's shadow. On the other side, however, for Croatia, it kind of got Croatia's kind of golden generation right. You got players like Rakitic and Chorluka here playing in the centre. Of course, they are both kind of older players now. Luka Modric out on the left. Makes you realise how good this kind of generation of Croatian players has been. They've been very, very good. Delac. I feel like this guy is just someone you could always kind of pick up in your save games and turned out to be semi-decent. Playing for Chelsea in this example. He's pretty good. I mean, it's a trip down memory lane, isn't it, looking at all of these. I realised that England didn't make it to the semi-finals. Where did they finish? They lost to Argentina. Disaster. Aguero with 2 goals in 2 minutes to knock them out. Can we watch it? Can I watch the heartbreak? I'm worried that we're about to get this played through my speakers. So I'm going to turn it down. I feel like in newer FMs you can't watch back highlights this old. I want to experience the heartbreak of England losing a World Cup in 2018. Of course, Gareth Southgate's boys did better than this. Here we have Aguero. There he is. Tucks it into the bottom corner for his first. And then a minute later, we have kickoff here. Rooney and Ogbonlahor up top together. Back to Phil Jones. Blanco wins it. Higuain, I mean, that's Aguero there, right? Mascherano to Pastore. Aguero, surely not from there. He just beats his man like he's not even there. Shades of Maradona. There was a consolation for England. I need something to cheer about. Jack Rodwell. Boss in the midfield with Woods. Who scored for England? It was Brown, right? Agbonlahor. Look at this build-up play. Brown, he's through. Seen a lot of the keeper getting beaten at the near post in these highlights. I'm not sure why we watched it from that angle. That is the camera angle apparently I left things on last time. Can we look at awards? Yes, World Cup Best Player. So you can see here, at the 2018 World Cup, Messi won Best Player, followed by Aguero and Pato. Year before that, it was Rooney, Tevez and Pato. Tevez, have you retired? No. Oh, it's because it's trying to show the club. I just saw his club blank and was like, that's weird. But actually, it's all the players. Nikola Zigic. Was this simulated? I guess it would have been. Yeah, the 2010 World Cup would have been simulated. So, well done to Zigic. Now, Wigan captain, you were player of the tournament with 7 goals in... Who won it these years? Serbia couldn't have won it. Also, Pato, consistent, 3rd place every year. Record attendance, England v Algeria in 2018. Interesting. Past winners, right. England won it. England won a World Cup, bro. We can pack up and go home. We can end the video now. I'm fine with this reality. That's good. No, let's have a look at the rest of this here. There's a few odd things. Serbia finishing runner-up. Turkey in 3rd. Brazil were hosting it that year. You can see Italy winning it in 2010. Paraguay finishing runners-up. Fair play. And Chile. So apparently South America, pretty good at the last couple of World Cups. I say the last couple. It was a few World Cups ago now, but they were prevalent back in South Africa. It's a weird reality to see. Just wonder if there's any interesting stats here. So Pato won top goal scorer, Aguero won it, and then I can't read. Amanatidis. Why? Help me. Move on, Jack. Move on. Right, England, led by Stuart Pearce. It's not great, I'm going to be honest. Can we look at the Hall of Fame for this save game? Actually, I think now I think about it, save games run across all... the Hall of Fame runs across all save games. That's kind of irrelevant. What do I want to look at now? We've looked at the national side of things. Let's have a look at the Football League, shall we? So let's start with the Premier League. Man City have won it. Who's managing them? Is it Pep? Probably not. Apparently one of their fierce rivals is United, and then Stockport and Bolton. Not sure if Manchester City's rivalries with Stockport and Bolton are still relevant in real life right now. Their manager is Lee Clark. I'm drawing blanks as to who Lee Clark is. If you know, let me know. I don't know what he's... I don't recall anyone called Lee Clark being a manager of anyone. Which might be a little harsh. Apparently he was Huddersfield Town manager. I mean, I don't know where he is now. You can let me know. Maybe this is something that I should know. Anyway, other teams, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, kind of same old, same old. Southampton, who's starting the Championship in this year's game, they finished 6th. Preston also doing well, but you can see actually for the most part, it's the kind of same teams in the Premier League. Liverpool finishing down in 10th. That upsets me a little bit to see. Let's look at past winners. Have Liverpool won a Premier League? Yes, they have. In 2017. We did it, boys. Right. I mean, we didn't do it in 2017, no, did we? A little bit upset. A little bit bitter still. So looking at it here, Arsenal dominant. First few years, they did kind of 3 back-to-back. Then United won it. Tottenham won it in 2014. Then United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham again. And then Manchester City winning the Premier League for the first time in 2019. Villa finishing runner-up, I've just noticed. That is the one result that is not like the others. How good is Agbonlahor then? Because he is still playing for them here. He's pretty good. How many goals did he get last year? 19. I mean, you can see why he's one of England's kind of top strikers, even age 32. His kind of legs just haven't gone yet. I mean, fair enough. They've got David Alaba playing for them on one wing with James Milner on the other. I mean, that is... Villa fans, you want this reality. Let's be honest. This is what you dream of. And then you've got Aidan McGeady alongside Chris Cohen at centre mid. Chris Cohen, of course, featured in our Let's Play FM 2011 video, which you can go check out. It's available in various places, aka on the channel. They've got Orban here, who, if I'm not mistaken, okay, that's a different Orban. I was thinking of Orban, who now plays for Leipzig. That's a region who's also Hungarian, doesn't even play centre-back. Hudderston's here, Ashley Young. Never made the move to United, just kind of chilled out. Yeah, that's the one weird one there is Villa. Let's have a look quickly at just the football leagues. I'm not going to look at these in a load of detail. Feel free to pause it and tell me if you spot anything amusing. QPR getting promoted is interesting there. Maybe Rushden and Diamonds. There's a blast from the past. As a reminder, if you are not aware, we are going to be doing a lower league save this year. And we're going to be kind of doing a save called Park to Prem, where we start in the depths of non-league English football. And we try and get back to the Prem. But we are going to be club hopping. It's going to be a fun little adventure, of course. If that sounds interesting, do subscribe to the channel to keep on top of things. Bury in 17th. RIP. Can we get some Fs in the comments? Stockport in 24th. There's lots of players, lots of teams here who you kind of just take for granted the fact that they existed and they're not around anymore. Or at least not in the same capacity. I look at a team like Stockport, who have obviously gone through quite a lot. Rushden and Diamonds. Bury. There's probably more teams like that as well that I've not even acknowledged here. I did contemplate installing like a logo pack and stuff, but I kind of like seeing all the old retro kind of badges. Brighton, by the way, finishing 3rd. They're a little way off their run to the Premier League, but give them a few years, they could be there. AFC Wimbledon in 21st. In the Blue Square Premier, you can see Burton getting relegated down to the, I guess what will be the Blue Square North. Here you can see Corby winning the league. Lincoln down in the Blue Square North, so they're not doing too great. Is probably the generous way of putting it. Forest Green and Woking getting promoted there. Lewis, our boys. That's a throwback. Another club that we managed in FM's gone past. I have to check where Boston United are. They are my hometown team. Where are we, boys? Have we made it back to the Football League at all? We made it back to the Blue Square North and we've yo-yoed a few times. It's not great. I think is perhaps the most polite way to put it. Let's have a look at the other leagues that we've got loaded. So if we look at... We'll go from top to bottom. So in League PSG, finishing 5th despite only losing 5 games. That makes me happy. Lyon, though, losing the title to Marseille. There's lots of teams here who, again, I don't recognise. Like Sedan Ardennes. Addons, I don't know you. Estac. You must have come up through the depths of non-league football. You finished runners-up in 2011. Or 2015, rather. League position history. They start out in the National League. And they've climbed their way up. I mean, fair enough. Got to give them some respect for that. If we look at history, past winners... Okay, PSG have dominated it for a while, but you can see here, I mean, that's just sad, isn't it, for Lyon? They won it 1 year at least, but that is just a little bit sad to see them finish runners-up. What is that? Is that 7 out of 8 years? Yeah, that's not great, is it? Could have been a little bit better for them. If we now look quickly at the Bundesliga, Bayern winning the league, have they just won it every year? Is this going to be a boring thing? No, Wolfsburg and Schalke did a little bit of fun. And Hoffenheim made a brief cameo towards the top. And Cologne did as well, to be fair. Let's have a quick look at the league table. If I can find it, here we are. 1860 Munich getting relegated. That's a bit of a sad moment. Dortmund down in 10th. Not ideal. Stuttgart in 2nd. I mean, fair play. Again, if you spot anything, let me know it. Juventus winning the league. Have they just won it every year? No. Actually, Inter have been competitive. And Genoa have kind of been fairly competitive as well, which is fair. What league do they start in? I can tell the teams who have come from further down because they start without a logo. He says, but then he actually looks at it, and it might just be that Genoa just didn't get licensed because that was an issue at one point with Serie A, with certain teams not getting licensed. But yeah, Inter and Juventus running the show there, it would seem. And we've still got one more league to look at. Liga BBVA, Atleti winning the league. You can see here it's the 3 kind of teams that you'd expect really battling it out at the top of the table. If we look at history and past winners, it has been Barcelona winning it a lot of years, as you can see. But it's been the same 3. It's not been too interesting in Spain. I mean that in the nicest possible way, of course. Let's have a look at major clubs in the world. I guess this sorts them by alphabetical order. I was hoping it would rank them by how major they actually were. That's a little bit of a shame. Let's have a look at the Champions League, shall we? Inter winning it. Past winners of the Champions League. Inter, Real Madrid, United, Tottenham, Juve, Inter, Juve. So Real Madrid not quite having the same level of success as they had in real life. But you can see they've featured quite heavily. Porto have done surprisingly well too. To be fair to them, they finished runners-up 3 times. It's a bit of a shame they've not been able to win it in this simulation. Of course, they have Hulk up top, as we saw. As for in the Europa League, Man City winning it. Fair play, Man City. You've won the league and the Europa League. I mean, at least they've won something in Europe. Villa winning the Europa League in 2010. That is questionable. They also finished runner-up in 2017. I mean, fair play to you. Fair play. I don't know what else to say about that. It's a little bit odd, isn't it? European awards, European Footballer of the Year, Marquinhos. You can see some of the other winners here. Stevie Gerrard, now first team coach at Wigan, where Korea's burst into life. How good is Kaka? Kaka's playing aged 37 for Roma. I do like that quite a lot. Can we see who the best managers are? So in terms of reputation, Ancelotti, Guardiola and Mourinho. Guardiola, has he just stayed at Barca for the whole thing? He has. He's been at Barcelona for over a decade, just winning everything. I mean, fair enough. Ancelotti is at Manchester United. If we look at his history, he's travelled around a little bit. Although, to be fair, he joined Manchester United, who I guess he immediately replaced Sir Alex. And he's kind of just made it his own. I wish there was a screen where I could see the manager changes. But yeah, Ferguson retired, Ancelotti hired, and yeah, he's been there ever since, and he is one of the big managers. And Mourinho still managing Inter. Has he stayed at Inter this whole time as well? He has. Not quite got his level of ambition right, I think it would be fair to say. I love the fact their next highest rep manager is someone managing Ghana. Not that there's anything wrong with that, John O'Connor. You're a regen. Okay, I don't care. 12-man management, though, to be fair, and 90 motivation. He's not a tracksuit coach and he's not a suit coach. He's just a cheerleader coach. Right, we've looked through most of this stuff now. Is there any other awards worth looking at? I feel like we've looked at all the kind of big ones that had come up. I'm conscious that I've missed something because I know not everyone's got FM 2010 just to load up this save game themselves and take a look. But obviously I could be here forever looking through each and every little detail. I feel like we covered all the major stuff. If there were any things that you maybe saw me miss that I should have looked at, please do let me know. I guess we could quickly look at players, if I can search for players. I don't know if I can actually search for players without being at a club. I guess we can quickly add a new manager. We'll add them to Man City, just because I think we can probably attract most players. First name, last name takes over. Right, let's have a look here. And I'm going to go edit filter. Who is the most valuable player in the world of football? It is Toni Kroos. Of course it is. 29 years old. Then we've got a regen Aaron, who looks absolutely nutty, can I just say. Also, love the retro PSG badge. Aguero, Pato, Juan Carlos, he's a regen. Let me set up this filter. Let's put age is at least, I think if we put it to 26, I'll get rid of most of the other players that are regens, although there's still one or two that are going to appear. But you can see here, Balotelli. How good is Balotelli? He's pretty good. He's still at Inter, aged 28. Fabio Sciacca? No idea. El Shaarawy, who made a move you might have not found out. You might not know about this because I missed it. He's moved to China to play his football. He was really hot, kind of tipped for hot, kind of big things, wasn't he? When he was coming through at Milan. He is playing for Genoa in this save game. Envia is tearing it up for Lyon. He's pretty good. Stefan Jovetic, not too bad at Madrid, of course, playing for, I want to say Monaco in real life. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Douglas Costa playing for Juve. FM got that one right. Ozil playing for Chelsea. Wrong club in London, but not that far off. He's very good, isn't he? Aaron Ramsey, where are you? Are you at Juve? Nope, you are still at Arsenal. He looked pretty good there. Vice. Joe Mattock. I'm drawing blanks on who Joe Mattock is. I'm sure someone is going to educate me because I don't recognise them. I'm going to scroll through these here. If there's players that you notice who are particularly high on this list, please tell me, who is super unusual here. I'm going to include club as well so you can kind of see the stature of the clubs that they're playing for. Wijnaldum playing for Manchester United upsets me a little bit. I'm sure there's players here that you're spotting and going, that is weird. Nelson Oliveira playing for Sunderland. Christig was also insane for years or I should say Christig. I don't know if that's how you say his name. It sounds good. I don't know why I'm rolling the R, but he was really good in FM for years. I don't think he's amounted to much. No, that sounds horrible when I phrase it like that, but that is the harsh reality of things. De Gea playing for Atleti. He's pretty good in goal, isn't he? Nam Tae-hee. I can't say I recognise this guy. He's not Son, put it that way. Choupo-Moting playing for Tottenham. Verratti, age 26. They got Verratti pretty spot on. Fair play, Football Manager. Give them a mark for that. Let's add, if we add age is at most, and I'm going to put this to 28. So this is going to kind of narrow it down to players who are age 16 to 18 at the start of the game. So if there's any players here who you spot who have massively made it in this save game who haven't made it in real life for whatever reason, please let me know. I'm sure some of these names really jump out at you and you kind of laugh. Anderson, that's not the Anderson I thought it was. We know which Anderson I thought it was going to be, don't we? Danny Welbeck, still playing for, well, I was about to say still playing for United. I guess it is still playing for United, isn't it? You can see he's a bit of a late bloomer. Last 2 years he's really kicked on and started doing well. Lacazette still playing for Lyon. He's pretty good there, but yet to play for the France national team. Shelvey, how good is Shelvey in game? Look at Lord Voldemort himself. He's not bad, is perhaps the fairest way to put it. He's pretty good. I mean, I could go through these forever. It makes me sad that you see Ryan Mason there. If I'm not mistaken, he had to retire when he fractured his skull. I want to say, please tell me if that's wrong. I'm pretty sure that's correct, and he now works at Hull as a member of staff. A very sad story there. Xavier, Matt James. A few names that I'm recognising. It's a trip down memory lane, isn't it? Henry Lansbury, playing for Spartak Moscow. He's gone on a luxurious trip there, hasn't he? John Fleck is another player who's always really hotly tipped. I'm trying to remember where he's playing now. Is he at Sheffield United? I feel like you could make a quiz, couldn't you, out of where are they now and then showing players in this. Nathaniel Klein. Oh, he looks so young in his little Crystal Palace kit. He's been on the road, actually. He's played for a lot of big teams, including Mourinho's Inter. That's a weird image in my mind. Klein playing for a Mourinho side. Yeah, you know what? I could scroll through this forever. I'm sure there's some players that you've spotted as I've scrolled through here which are particularly amusing. If there are any, please let me know. I do hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. It's very difficult to do something like this justice just because when you simulate 10 years in Football Manager, lots of stuff happens and realistically, I can't cover it all. I realised I didn't look at the European kind of championships. This is the qualifying. I'm going to find the real thing, but just as I sign off, I just want to say massive thank you for watching this video. If you've got until this point especially, it was a long one, wasn't it? But it was a fun little adventure. I really enjoyed it. If you did too, please do drop a like on this video. Share it with a few friends. If you would like to see some more videos similar to in this vein, please do let me know. And I'm going to leave you today with the bombshell that Greece went on to win the 2012 Euro Cup. They went on to win it just 8 years after their previous win. That's an achievement. And why is Matt Derbyshire playing for the Greece national team? Because he made a career in Greece as the greatest footballer ever. I don't feel like we need to do much more today. We can end on that bombshell. Matt Derbyshire, future Greek international. What a player. My mind is blown. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you again soon, folks. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new around here and you want to see more like this. And yeah, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.